taking what they give you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
I don't even do that. I don't even do that white man Wakanda. Y'all wouldn't even do that if the white man didn't tell you, didn't give you, let you see Black Panther. Cut it out, man. We got it. Come on.
Nah, this is the month. This is the month.
You're too deep. No, it's the life, baby. It's a life for me. It's not a month. So this month is nothing. It's like saying, I love you on Valentine's Day, letting your lady know, hey, man, I love you every day. This ain't just because they gave us this holiday. I give you a gift anytime I want to. You know why? Because my love doesn't start nor begin nor middle on Valentine's Day. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to get. That's where I'm trying to get brothers at. But, I'm going to let y'all continue.
Let's start it off right there. How did you celebrate Black love this Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Black love this Valentine's Day. I got a white girl, so we couldn't do it all the way. I did half black love. The other half just love.
Okay, yo. Sometimes it be like that, yo. Fuck it.
Self-love, heard you.
I celebrate. It's called mulatto love.
Yo, that's amazing.
No, in actuality, it was we don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like the greatest. That's one of her greatest attributes. I don't know if y'all can hear the music in the background, but can you hear me? Oh, okay,
no,
good.
I'm not recording yet. I'm recording
this. I'm just letting you know what's going on because my neighbors be playing the music. They play.
We can get ready to rock and roll here. Let's fucking go. What's good? What's fucking good? Hello in there. Can you guys fucking see me? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Last Stop on the D. Welcome back. We got the original OG co-host here. Welcome back to Last Stop on the D, the podcast for urban entrepreneurs everywhere to talk about their journey and do something for the fucking culture. Nobody wants to sit here for fucking 3 hours, so we talk for 30 minutes. You guys learn something about them. We learn something about them, and they hopefully learn something about themselves if they're interesting. But yeah, what's good? I met KAREEM a week ago. He's got a passion. He's got an art. Told some good jokes. And I think it's just fucking interesting in general because it's hard right now to tell jokes. I thought it was interesting in particular, KAREEM. You're here not just because you're Black and because it's fucking Black History Month. Obviously, we needed somebody. But you're here because you took a crowd in a hard time to like a good place, even if it was just for a moment. Because I don't think a lot of people are laughing in general right now, but you have a unique job. And I asked you to be here specifically because that's not easy. So like, I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. Fan question of the week is, do you change your set according to the demographic of the crowd? Like you see mad white bitches, are you just not gonna tell your snow bunny jokes? Or like, if you like lean into it, like,
okay, first of all, foremost, thank y'all for having me. My name is KAREEM Green, and I am a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just like the people to know because you didn't really specify what the fuck is going on with me. So either way, no, I don't really change my jokes. Some jokes I may not do because depending on like if it's a church crowd, I may not do something sexual, or if it's but for the most part, I do all the. Or if it's something like really deep rooted in Black, I wouldn't probably do it for white people or whatever it is. I do it for more cultured people, but I just do it. But for the most part, the stuff I talk about is human stuff. So because we all do a lot of the same things, we'll label it something else. Like like we'll call a girl. Black people will be like, "Damn, yo, she bad." Let's just say a white boy be like, well, she's hot. We're saying the same thing, just using a different word, right? So it's not always about having to change. Sometimes if you're using slang, you might want to either switch to slang or just say the general word. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's about the most that I would probably do.
Word.
Okay, KAREEM. So just to back it up like a little bit, like you said, you are a comedian. Mm-hmm. Could you just explain to the people a little bit about your journey? How did you get to even finding comedy? What brought you to this? What makes you keep going? Like a lot of niggas bomb. I see niggas bomb every day. Be up on stage.
I still bomb too.
So,
every day.
Every day. So like, what keeps that fire going in you?
I think, well, first and foremost, I was being funny when I was younger anyway, but before comedy, because to me, some people never were fun. They weren't really that funny before comedy, and they just probably seen someone do comedy or not do well and go, I could do that. If they could do that bad, I could do that too. And I just don't think that's a healthy way to start anything. But
Yeah.
but I started in the sense of I didn't even know I wanted to do comedy. I used to watch comedy and enjoy it, but at the same time, when I seen Def Jam when that came out, I used to look at them and go, oh, I used to say, oh, they should have said that instead, in my head, like, you know what I'm saying? So I used to do stuff like that, but then also I kept losing my jobs. At a certain point, I kept losing my jobs, and I had to talk to myself, which I do. I talk to myself a lot. I was just like, yo, Kareem, you got to figure something out, because you're gonna keep getting bored and getting fired. What do you like to do? What would you do? This is a little conversation, literally a conversation I had with myself. What would you do? What did you like to do that that you don't even get paid for? I said, I love to make people laugh. I just love doing that. That's, what I'm saying. That makes me feel good. It's called a selfish give. You giving them something makes you feel good. So you do it so you can feel good, even though they're getting something, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I went and tried it, and I did good the first time, and I did great. And then after that, I bombed for like a year and two, then it started getting better and better, So, but the thing about bombing, people always like the way you was like, I seen comedians bomb. The thing about bombing is, the sad thing about people is they bombing in life too. You just don't call it a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Everybody bombs. Everybody, if you're trying to get good at something, you bomb sometimes. Some people just have better rates, but the more you practice something, the better you get. Everybody you see that you admire, that you like in any profession or whatever it is, they had to get to where they were good. They were good. And in order to get there, you got to make mistakes. That's just like anything in life. Just when you're younger, you make a mistake and you be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again, because that leads to this, or you know what I'm saying? Or you make adjustments and you get better at life. Same thing with comedy. So I like to try to take away the negative energy towards bombing. Bombing is a part of the process of growing. You know what I'm saying? So basically, in bomb is just another word of like failure. Failure, you fail until you don't, like, look at Jordan's post. I failed this many times, and that is why I win. Boom. Simple as that. And people who don't really bomb are probably comedy jokes. I mean, comedy thieves. You know what I'm saying? When you're thieving comedy, you have all tested, tried, true material of your and other people's. So you don't. So instead of dealing with the not growing and feeling good of bombing, because when you don't, it doesn't feel good to bomb or not do well. Yeah. So to not deal with that, what you do is you steal jokes. You steal other people's jokes, and some of your favorite people probably do it. Like, I'm not gonna throw any names out there, nothing like that. But they probably, they take jokes because they don't want to deal. For one, they're lazy, and they don't want to deal with the feeling of, because when you bomb, people they don't treat you good. They don't treat you good. When you're doing good, everybody love you. Hey, whatever, you funny kid, yo, blah, blah, blah. Right. When you don't, it's like, oh, you got the plague. You're like a leper. No one wants nothing to do with you. So, and they don't, nobody likes that feeling. So they'll steal a joke to win, to fake win, whatever. So, so anyway, bombing is I still bomb. You still bomb, because if you're trying new jokes, you got to work them out, and you got to see what parts don't work. And what the crowd is, they're the testing ground. You'll try something out. They're like, nah, that don't work. We don't like it. The audience picks your jokes for you. I mean, you pick the jokes, but they'll let you know when it's right. And they let you know when it's right. They don't let you know how good it is or better, but they let you know or the quality of it. But they let you know when it's right, in a sense of, you take off this part, you add this, you change this word, you do, so it could be the joke. You could do the joke and it don't work at the beginning, but then like a month or two down the line, it's dope. But that's why they don't like you recording also, because it's in its infant stages and you're building something. It's just like when you look at a blueprint or whatever, you be like, what is this crap? You be like, give me a month. Wait till you see, after I put all the parts together, it's going to be a dope car or a dope house or whatever. So that's how that works.
I think a lot of people don't realize, to your point, that like acting is a great craft. A lot of people respect a lot of great actors in this world. Comedians sort of build jokes, like how actors grow characters. So to your point, like I understand that it takes a while for a joke to kind of grow and mature. But so to your point, bombing, my next question for you is going to be like, what's the hardest shit? Like, what's the worst shit that's ever happened to you in your career, and how did you learn from it? What was your biggest bomb, and how'd you would you take away from it? Because you really learn from your greatest failures.
Biggest bomb. I don't know. I bombed so much. I bombed so much. I'm trying to think. The biggest one. I don't know. I would.
It's okay. Only like 30 people are going to see this.
I got. No, I don't care about that. I don't, because I appreciate where I'm at. You know, they weren't there then, and I understand what it takes. You know, when you get to a certain level of maturity, you stop worrying about people who don't understand things. You know, it's not your job to raise everybody's kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're adults. They're adults who are just not mentally mature enough to understand the process of life, of like bombing or not doing well. So I would just say somebody, one time I was doing these jokes, but I ran into this dude in front of, before the show, and we bumped into each other. And then I was just like, yo, man. He was like, yo, you bumped me, but he poked me. And I was like, yo, bro, you don't put your hands on me. He's like, yo, you bumped me. And then as he was saying that, it was saying my name to come on stage. Give it up for Kareem Green. I was like, yo, man, fuck you. And then I went on stage. But there was two ways onto the stage. So I go on the front way. He comes around the back. As in my first joke, I was like, yeah, he comes on stage. I didn't see him. He comes up behind me, puts me in and yoked me up. My feet dangling off the floor, yoke up. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, I was just like, yo, so you ever tell it? Right? And then he was just like, yo, and then the crowd went into a frenzy, and then it was like, yo, the host was like, just go, Kareem, I can't protect you, and it was just a wild moment. That was, to me, one of my worst bombs. But even though that wasn't fully a bomb, but I would just say that was my worst time on stage, my worst experience on stage. And then we got into a fight outside. Somebody played like a fake cop, all kind of like he was gonna shoot me. It was a fiasco.
I was just about to ask, was there a fight? Because I've definitely seen a fight break out on stage at Brooklyn House of Comedy. 100%.
Brooklyn House.
One thing I wanted to touch on is like,
what'd you learn from it though? What'd you learn from it? What'd you learn from it?
Really, that was more about what happened before the stage than actually, but it's really about confrontation, man. You don't have to be an asshole in a confrontation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As you get older too, you learn that, like, you don't have to do as much as you be doing. A lot of times we end up in stuff because we're doing too much. You don't have to do, like, you know what I'm saying? So mainly I've learned because you're vulnerable when you're on stage. So if any situation happens, it's better to subdue it, bow down, and not challenge it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to you don't have to fight every fight, basically. Everything ain't a fight. You know what I'm saying? Put it that way. Especially when you're trying to get somewhere. You may not make it there because you keep fighting, or by the time you make it there, you can't enjoy it because you're so battered and bruised. Because you need to confront everybody, and you got to keep it real, and you got to, like, all these goofy rules we make for each other, for ourselves or in our community. You got to just go, yo, all right, man, my bad. Sometimes it could be their fault, my bad. I'm sorry. Because you got to remember, you got a goal, and once you understand your goal, you can't keep stopping for stupid things all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or keep putting fuel to the fire of something foolish. And then at the same time, you're trying to achieve something, and this person has nothing to lose. Their life they ain't moving towards their goals. So they got plenty of time to fuck yours up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we can curse, but yeah, either.
Yeah,
for sure.
So go ahead.
That's crazy that happened. I hope.
Yeah, but it was cool though. It's fine. I'm here. That's how I look at everything. I'm here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. As long as I'm here, it's good.
Like, yeah, and we're glad you're here. Yeah.
Made it to this podcast.
Thank God.
Definitely one thing I love, like here in New York, is just like how all of the black comedy scene is
Uh-huh.
really in tune. A lot of you guys all work together. I
Mm-hmm.
know the first time I seen you was at the shit Fenelon show out there in fucking Brooklyn,
Uh-huh.
maybe about like 3 years ago, something like that. But I've seen you on stage a couple of different times. Is there anything that you could say in terms of like the camaraderie, like you were saying, like how it's not about confrontation, it's about coming together? Do you see a lot of that in I don't want to even call it the urban scene, but like a lot of the black comedy shows and comedians?
Well, there, like anything, there's cliques, there's cliques, then but I would say it is a whole, it's an issue we have as black people. We tend to not come together to create something greater, either through egos or insecurity. It's always so I don't feel like there's a lot. I mean, I think there's more now among the younger generation because they get it and they're not all about all this beefing with each other stuff. But I feel like during my come up is a certain point where people are just not, I'm funnier than that dude, or you know what I'm saying? I killed him. So look, he can't follow me. It's all that, it's a bunch of ego that it's just distasteful after a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would say right now, there's more unity, I guess. I believe there's more unity because of COVID. It made you, like anything, a tragedy happens and makes people stick together and understand that, we all we got. And the stuff we was beefing around anyway, most of the time wasn't about nothing. People are always beefing about something that's about nothing. Like I always look at something like this with beef or argument with people. I'd be like, if they died tomorrow, would this matter? And most of the time, no, it's no. So with that being understood, I try not to. I don't really be beefing with people. I may not think they're that funny, but that's just an opinion, and I'm allowed that. If you don't move me like that, that's cool. But I can still be cool with you. We can be great. We can be great friends if I don't think you're that funny neither. Because I don't judge you on your funny unless I got to give you money for it. You know what I'm saying? Unless I got to pay you for it, then you know what I'm saying. And it ain't even about if I think you're funny all the time. It's like, can you do the job? Will the crowd be laughing? And I don't have to worry about you pissing off the crowd and all this other stuff, or not doing that well, making people feel like they didn't get their money's worth. If you can do that, that's all that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not really about what I personally think about you when it comes to business. It's really about, can you give the audience what they want? And I'm happy if you make the audience happy. That's just my goal. Like, even if you don't do good, you have a bad job, you do a bad job, and I know you're not that funny. I mean, and I know you are funny. I'll be like, yeah, I understand at the same time that everybody has a bad day on the job. I approach a lot of things from a human aspect because it helps me. It gives me more compassion in all realms. Some people be like, oh, he not that funny, get that corny. Only thing I don't like is I really don't want to deal with is joke thieves, because if you work on something and somebody takes it at its finishing, when you get it all together and then want to take the credit for it, nobody likes that. Nobody likes them putting something together and someone comes along and steals it and take it. So after you went on through all the pain of putting it together and taking the bombs and the hard stares and the silent treatments, they take its finished product and then try to live off of it like, yeah, so that's not cool. But for the most part, to wrap it all in, I would say, yeah, comics, they're doing good now, the pandemic, but I felt like prior to that, it was a little nasty. It was a nasty energy going on that I don't dig, because in reality, no matter if someone's funny or not, they didn't write your jokes for you. No matter what they are, or what they achieve or don't achieve, that has nothing to do with you becoming who you're supposed to become. Everything that you become is on you. You know what I'm saying? So when you hate other motherfuckers, you just really hating yourself, because you got work to do. They didn't tell you to do comedy. They don't write your jokes. And if you don't make it to where you want to make it, that's all on you. That had to do with the work you put in, what you wanted to sacrifice. So whether they stole jokes or weren't funny or didn't like you, whatever it is, your job is your job. So if that answers your question, hopefully.
Does that answer your? Yeah, I think that
Okay.
answers your question.
I feel like you dudes are high and y'all be stuck. So when I'm done talking, y'all be like, wow.
No, but all of that had to
There's a
process
lot
real quick.
wanna
I had to
but
catch all of that.
Yeah, there's a lot I kind of want to go in about that because like the joke thieves is like one main thing, but really it's kind of like, yeah, man, like my main thing, the only thing I really want to get out of you is like, yo, what has been like this journey been like in general through the pandemic, like telling jokes through one of the worst times in like fucking history, bro? Because like it's terrible. People are fucking dying, and
But
you're
I'm be
able
honest
to
with you.
actually
Hold on,
tell
real.
really good jokes.
But let me be honest with you. I think that's a psychological thing that people create, right?
Mhm.
What other time have you lived in that it was fucked up? You haven't. You don't know any other fucking fucked up time. This is your only time. So in reality, you're like, times is way fucked up than it's ever been. Bro, you never lived no other time. So what are you talking about? What other times has been? You've never lived during slavery. You never lived during the 60s. You never lived during the 70s. You only live now. So what are you comparing this? You comparing to what you heard, but you've never lived. And this is not, I'm not coming at you. I'm just letting you know the mentality of people. Like you're going, oh, it's way messed up. Like this is just our time where we got to deal with what we got to deal with. And after we're done, there's going to be another time with some other people and they're going to deal with what they got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, granted, what you've heard about back in the days was rougher, but I'd rather deal with this time than slavery. I'd rather deal with this time than the 60s. I'd rather deal with this time than have to go in the back of a restaurant or sip from a water fountain that says black or white, even though I don't sip from water fountains. But either way, I'd rather deal with this time than deal with what people assume like, yo, it's crazy. It's like, it's this stuff. Some of this stuff is in your head, yo.
Mm-hmm.
This is your life. Make the most of it. Have fun. Enjoy it. But, you know, all this crazy this time and whatever, this is our time. Whatever's in it is our time. Enjoy it. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? Women these days, compared to what women did when you were dead, compared to what women? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like literally listen to yourself. Don't get caught up in, you know, so the jokes. So what the jokes are, we at some point they were, you know, we had the freedom to do them on stage and in front of people, and we still do in certain instances, you know. But now there's a digital aspect to it that's being put into place because of COVID. So that means it's time to pivot. It's time to it's a change happening, and people hate change. You know what I'm saying? And there's always going to be a change, as they say. I don't know. I thought I had something to say that they say, but I don't have
it. Okay. So like you said, it's a change.
People hate change.
Do you feel like anything? Do you feel like anything will ever be back to quote unquote normal, or like is it ever going to be like people in the clubs, 50 people all in a small room, windows closed?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think so. It may not happen in our time. Yeah. Or it might. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not that's not the thing. I'm not worrying about, do you think it's ever gonna, I'm living now.
Yeah.
Me worrying about what it's gonna be later. I mean, yes, plan your life.
Right.
You know, work on your future, but at the same time, all you have is now, right? Yeah. So me in comics, and a lot of people be like, when the world gonna be normal again? Bro, this is normal now. This is our normal until something else shows up, and then that's our normal. Right. Just work with this normal. They say adapt or die. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people are depressed and frustrated. Don't get me wrong. I understand the depression because it comes from the uncertainty, and it seems inconsistent and things. I get that. But at the same time, too, we're alive. We're here. Things is not what we're used to. And that's what it is. It's something what we're used to that we got to adjust. And every time you got to adjust, people don't like it. It's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. It's called growing pains, basically. We're going through some growing pains. And in the sense, and also in the sense of growing pains, I mean it in a sense of, check this out. Like before, you took your friends for granted. You took the company of your family for granted. You took all these things for granted. This thing right now we can't go together for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Before you'd be like, man, I ain't going to Thanksgiving. My uncle over there, or I don't like blah, blah, blah. Now you like, man, I can't even go see my family now because I feel like this is God's way. I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. And I feel like the universe is telling us, get your shit together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. We over here, we got all these amenities. We still complain. We got access to so much stuff. And in this country, we got access to so much stuff. Yeah, we have our issues, but we like to focus on the issues, like focus on it, not do nothing but complain instead of appreciating what we do have, right? We got this, Zoom. What if we didn't have Zoom? We'd be in trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be even worse. We didn't have lives and we didn't have a way to connect before this pandemic came in. It'd be brutal. It'd be even more brutal. You know what I'm saying? But we have these other ways of still connecting, of still functioning, of still getting money, of still, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is sometimes we're upset that we gotta change now. We gotta, I gotta adjust. And I realize people hate adapting. They hate having to learn. Oh, now I gotta learn this. Now I gotta learn that, man. Back in the days, it's not back in the days, yo. It's now. Stop talking about some shit that's over. You know what I'm saying? And even when you be like, yo, when is it gonna go back? Nigga, when the earth spins back. When the earth spins in another direction, that's when it might go back. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? So let's just kind of and when I speak, I'm not talking at y'all. I'm just talking about this mentality of wanting something to be an old way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What if it went back to the time where they're shooting us with hoses and biting us with dogs? How far back you want to go, bro? How much do you want the back? How much? You know what I'm saying? I know you don't want that. We just want to be good and feel comfortable and whatever. I'm spitting like crazy. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my mouth. I got half a dry mouth. All kind of shit. But
contact high through the camera. That's
some of us, like some of us have to smoke to get high, but some of us like just live and breathe off like art and things like comedy. And like, I think the main thing I wanted to extract out of you before we just have it says 3 minutes left of the recording because I only got the free version of Zoom, was basically like
I think they give you 40 minutes.
I know.
Yours do say 3 minutes. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Continue. But guess what? Check this out. If you would spend $15 more or whatever it is, instead of getting high, we could have had more time, bro. Look, it's two of y'all. Y'all put $7 together. Now you have the freedom of a longer Zoom, but you chose to get high.
Exactly. You
chose to do dope.
Spotify ain't paying me shit for this, Sometimes it be like that, I had to cop the eighth.
He's like, I can't do Zoom 24 hours. I gotta be high.
Fuck it, but I can cop the eighth though. Fuck it,
The eighth is why we only got 2 minutes.
Definitely what we wanted to get out.
But
though,
hold on real quick. You can also, when this is over, we can do another part if you want to. Continue.
I think I'm gonna create another one because we gotta
right
do a
after
5 for 5
immediately.
segment.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna line that up actually. Right now.
What we wanted to get out was so what are you doing? What kind of projects are you working on? What are you doing to like make the transition? Like you said, now is the new normal. This is it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in the new it to still gain new fans, connect with your old fans, etc.?
Well, first and foremost, I'm trying to make sure I stay spiritually grounded, stay well-minded, because no matter what's going on, if you don't have your mind and your spirit together, everything feels like chaos. You know what I'm saying? Normal feels like chaos, right? So I try to make sure, I stay up on some healthy reading, some YouTubes that are enlightening and spiritually fulfilling, and then also, and it's to keep myself in a positive place, because even though I say all these things too, it messes with me too. This transition is, me too, but I do know you got to fortify yourself spiritually and mentally. So whatever is going on, you need to be at peace, because there are billionaires who are killing themselves without a pandemic. So you know what I'm saying? So it ain't really about this pandemic. It's really about what your mind state is. So keeping my mind in a healthy place is number one. And my mind and spirit in a healthy place, number one. Being grateful, that helps keep things in perspective, being gratitude, right? And then the rest on the digital area,